Hi Year 9, welcome to your 5th lesson of physics. You know what these symbols mean by now, but here they are. Copy, answer the question, think about or mark. So today you're going to be learning about kinetic energy and elastic potential energy. You're going to learn the formula and you're going to learn how to use it. So do now. Now I've put this as a higher tier only do now because you need to do some rearranging, and that is a higher tier only. Now I'm aware that you don't know what tiers you're going to be doing, so have a go at it, but I'm just sort of indicating to you that it's maybe a little bit more tricky. So pause the video and complete the do now. Here are your answers. Okay, so for A equals B times C, these are just made up formulas. You've got to rearrange it for B, and you do that by dividing both sides by C. So you end up with B equals A divided by C. To rearrange it for C, you've got to divide both sides by B. So you end up with C is equal to A divided by B. Now the next one's slightly harder because you can see you've got multiple terms. So have a go at this one if your maths is good and rearrange it for A, and you can see the answer there. So there's a video here which I'd like you to have a watch of by opening the PowerPoint, and it's about today's topic of kinetic energy. So have a watch and you'll be introduced to the various terms you can see in this equation. If there's any problems watching the video in the PowerPoint, copy and paste the link down here into YouTube. So kinetic energy. All objects that are moving will have kinetic energy. And as you've just heard in the video, you can calculate it using a formula. So if you want to find out the value of kinetic energy that an object has, you need to do half times the mass times the velocity squared. And sometimes we say speed for velocity. You'll learn a subtle difference later. For today's lesson, they're essentially the same thing. So half times mass times velocity or speed squared. And you can see the units: joules, kilograms, meters per second. And there's the formula with symbols rather than written out in words. So what you're going to do here is you're going to have a watch of the video to tell you how to use this formula. You're going to see an example calculation being done, and then you're going to have a go at matching up the information with the correct answer for the kinetic energy. Pause while you have a go at that task and watch the video. So when you've watched the video and you've had a go at the task, you can see the answer here. A common mistake is to forget to square the velocity when you do the calculation. And another common mistake is to forget to turn grams into kilograms. If you're having any problems, have a look at those two things and see if that's been the issue. So this is a higher tier video. So I've just put it so indicating that it's a bit more tricky because you have to rearrange the equation to find the speed. So have a watch, but just be aware that it is a bit more tricky. So you're going to practice using the equation for kinetic energy now. So question 1 and question 2 are just using your normal equation for kinetic energy, half mv squared. 3 and 4, I've indicated they're higher tier because there's a rearrangement involved. Pause the video while you have a go. And here are the answers. So you can see in red, or in the red box, the answers. So check yours, making sure you've got the correct units. So coming to the end of this lesson, you're going to learn about the second of the two stores of energy that today's lesson is on, elastic potential energy. So there are 2 videos on this. The first one introducing what elastic potential energy is, and the second one is showing you how to use the formula to do a calculation. This is one of the few formulas that you get given in the exam, so you don't need to remember this one, but you do need to be able to use it. And then we have a higher tier video with a rearrangement. Watch the video. And as always, here are the questions from the textbook. Remember, they get more difficult as you go down. So ideally, everyone has a go at question 1, and then most at question 2 as well, and some 3 and 4. Marking your work, and then using the key points as you want.